and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to show you how to make my dad's delicious pork stir fry from my new book, Gifts from Grandpa. To share with you how to make my dad's delicious pork stir fry recipe. But before I do, if you are new to my channel, then hello and welcome. It's lovely to have you here, and if you like these kind of videos and you want to see more, then I upload every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at 7 AM, so please don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. So as I just mentioned, today I want to show you how to make my dad's delicious pork stir fry recipe. Now, we're having this as a Sunday lunch today, but my dad always used to make this as a quick evening meal during the week. I think it's simply because it was so easy to do. It takes no time at all to prepare and make this dinner, and you have a healthy meal on the table for your family. So that's why I think he enjoyed it. He was the main cook in our house, and I have written lots of his recipes down in my new cookbook, Gifts from Grandpa, which is available to buy on Amazon, and it's also on my blog, Googie's Kitchen Life, as well. For those of you that don't know, I'm actually hoping to make every single recipe in this book by the end of the year. There are 57 in here, so I'm hoping to make all of them by the end of the year, so there will be a whole series of these on my channel. So I have a playlist as well, which I will link in the description box below too. But for now, here is how to make my dad's pork stir fry. As you can see, I've prepared all of the ingredients, so I've got everything ready before I start. With this meal, it is better if you prepare everything before you start, because it's a stir fry. It is so quick that you do need everything just to be there and ready to put in the pan, if that makes sense. So the first thing I've got is some pork, which I've chopped up. My dad always used to use belly pork for this recipe, but you can use any kind of pork you like, or you could even use chicken if you wanted to. I've got some rice, which I'm going to put on while the stir fry cooks. And then I've got some spring onion, obviously to add a bit of flavour, and some peppers and some carrots, which I've sliced thinly, and I've got some green beans. Now it does say 4 handfuls of green beans, but when I went to the freezer I discovered I had this much, so I'm going to pretend that's 4 handfuls, but I think it's probably about 2. So yes, I've got a bowl full of green beans there, and then I've got some water chestnuts chopped up and some bamboo shoots. Now, to buy these, I get them in my local supermarket, and I normally find them in like the Asian section where they do the Chinese and Indian food and stuff. So yes, they come in tins. The bamboo shoots and the water chestnuts come in tins, so you can get those in the supermarket in the UK at least. And then I've got some chicken stock, and that's for my sauce that I'm going to make. I've got 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, again for the sauce. Everything here is for the sauce. So, and I've got 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I've also got 2 tablespoons of tamari, which is soya sauce, but it's gluten-free soya sauce. You can use soya sauce if that's all you've got in the cupboard and you're not gluten intolerant like me. And then I've got 2 tablespoons of brown rice flour, or you can use corn flour if you want to. And then I've got a teaspoon of Chinese 5 spice as well. And finally I've got some honey, and I'm going to put a tablespoon of honey into the sauce. And that is my ingredients, and I'm ready to start cooking now. So now I've got my chicken stock, and I'm going to add the tomato puree to the chicken stock. So that's going to go in. So that's gone in. I'm going to add the tamari or soya sauce if that's what you've got. And then I'm going to add the 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar as well. You can use any type of vinegar you like. And then I'm going to add the teaspoon of Chinese 5 spice as well. And then I'm going to add the brown rice flour to that as well. Again, you can use corn flour, doesn't matter. I'm going to stir these round, and then I'm going to add a tablespoon of honey as well. and this is what gives it the sweetness, I think, is the honey. I love honey. I'm actually using a local honey that I buy from the garden centre just round the corner. You can use any type of honey, but local honeys will be just one honey. They won't be like the supermarket ones, which are several honeys all rolled into one, which aren't as good for you as these ones. There is no scientific evidence on that, by the way, but I do believe it is better for you to have one type of honey. I'm going to mix that all round, and now I'm going to start to boil my rice. So to boil the rice, I put a small pan on a high heat, and I'm going to add a lot of water. Now I'm cooking brown rice, and brown rice takes a lot more water to cook it in than normal white rice. So I've actually put about 4 cups of water in there, and I'm cooking about 130 grams of rice, and I think that's probably about the amount of water that you need to cook the rice. So I'm just going to put the rice in. I'll get the lid, pop the lid on, and I'm going to bring that to the boil, and then I'm going to leave it to simmer. And while that's cooking, I'm going to start on the stir fry. Large pan on a high heat. Now you can use a wok if you want to, you can use any type of pan you like. And I'm just going to add a bit of oil to the pan, probably about a tablespoon, teaspoon, and then I'm just going to spread it around the base with a plastic brush, and I'm going to let that oil heat up. The pan is nice and hot now, so I'm going to add the spring onions to the pan. So I'm adding the spring onions, just going to fry those until they become soft and slightly translucent. I'll show you that in a moment. While they're beginning to soften, I'm just going to show you this pan is now coming to the boil, so I'm just going to turn the heat on and leave the lid at an angle just to hopefully let it simmer in there, and carry on stirring these onions. They are starting to soften now, so as you can see, they're just starting to soften. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the pork now. And I'm going to cook this off till it's like golden brown now. That's all nice and browned now. And what I'm going to do is add the other vegetables. So I'm going to add the carrots and the green and the red pepper as well. I'm just going to add these to the pan. So I've kept stirring until the carrots and the red pepper have slightly softened and become warm in the pan. And now I'm going to add the chopped up water chestnuts and the bamboo shoots as well. My son really loves bamboo shoots. I think in a previous life he was probably a panda. And then you just basically stir everything round until it becomes softened and warm in the pan, and then the fun bit begins. Just going to re-stir the sauce to get everything from the bottom up, and then I'm going to add this to the other vegetables and meat in the pan. Hopefully without spilling any, I did do a little bit. And then I'm going to bring this to the boil, and then leave it to simmer in the pan. So this is now boiling away nicely, and I'm just going to reduce the heat down, and what I'm going to do is add the green beans into that as well now. The green beans have gone into the pan, and I'm just mixing everything round again, and then I'm just going to leave this on the heat to simmer until the rice is cooked. I left the rice on the hob until all the water has boiled away, and I've tested it and it's lovely and soft. So I'm going to pour this through a colander in the sink now. Pouring the rice through the colander, pour that in, let it all drain through, and then I'm just going to pour hot water over the top, and the hot water gets rid of like the starch on the rice, makes it really nice. Pop that back on there, and I'm going to serve dinner now. So I'm going to pop some rice into each bowl. I think I put a bit too much in the first one there. Yeah, move some along a bit. This little bowl on the end is my son's bowl. He's 5, so he still doesn't eat too much. His appetite is getting bigger, but he doesn't eat that much. And then I'm going to add the meat dish now. And this smells really yummy. I'm so looking forward to eating this at lunchtime. Such a nice dish. And we are only having half of this today, and the rest of it I'm actually going to put into the freezer. Everything in this dish is actually freezable as well, so it makes an even quicker midweek meal if you're wanting to make it like at the weekend and put it into freezer tubs. You can. Obviously don't freeze the rice though, because rice isn't freezable, but you can freeze everything else. And I'm just going to serve some into my son's dish, and thankfully this is one of those dishes that my son will eat as well. He really likes it. He likes Grandpa's dinners, although he's a bit fussy with the old vegetables, so I try not to give him too many of those. I try to give him a bit more meat. No, it's naughty, but I just don't want the argument, to be honest. That's why I do that. So yes, lots of sauce on his. He likes the sauce. That is my dad's pork stir fry recipe done. So that's how you make my dad's delicious stir fry, and that recipe, as I mentioned earlier, is in my new book Gifts from Grandpa, which I will link in the description box below for you, and it's also on my blog Googie's Kitchen Life that I'll also put down below, but I will also put the recipe in the description box below for you as well. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. Do you enjoy making stir fries, and what sort of stir fries do you like making? I'd love to know, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.